This is David Wildman with another episode of BTech. So before we get into this video, a quick reminder that Huawei Week is starting on the 14th of May, and our good friends at Direct Mobiles who make BTech possible are giving away a P20 Pro. So make sure you're subbed, hit the notification bell so you don't miss your chance to win. So you know I've got a soft spot for a Sony, and today I have two of them. I have the Sony XZ1 and the Sony XZ2. Now I was a big fan of the Sony XZ1. I really liked the omni-balanced design. It wasn't the best to look at, but those rounded edges gave it a good grip and it felt really nice in the hand. So when I saw Sony's ambient flow design language, I really wanted to get one in my hand. Now I really like the XZ1, but other than a radical new look, what really are the differences between the XZ1 and the XZ2? Well, the first obvious one is the screen size. The XZ2 has a 5.7-inch display compared to the XZ1's 5.2, but the two devices are roughly the same size. Sony achieving this by having much smaller bezels on the XZ2 compared to the fairly large ones on the XZ1. One thing that I personally loved about the XZ1 was the placement of the fingerprint scanner on the side. It just felt so natural, you never had to search for it. It was just always there where your finger would lay. So is having it on the rear, as per the XZ2, an improvement? Me personally, I do prefer it on the side. However, having it on the rear means there's a larger area to actually scan your finger, so it works much better. The side placement would only scan a slice of your finger, although they do both work very well. But the XZ2 is far more reliable, just for the fact that there's a larger area to scan your finger. For me, having it on the back was a little bit awkward at first, but it's something you get used to. So let's talk about the cameras. There's no megapixel upgrade from the XZ1. Both these phones have 19 megapixel rear shooters, and they're both excellent, obviously. But is there any improvement, or is it basically the same camera? Based on a few shots that I took with these cameras, I would say there's definitely a noticeable improvement. The colours are very slightly more vivid, and the pictures seem a little more sharp. Flaring is controlled slightly better on the XZ2, and if you look closely at the flower, you can see that the XZ2 has more fine detail than its predecessor. I really do enjoy using both of these cameras. Just the fact that it has a proper shutter button, with half press to focus and fully press to take the shot. The 4K video has had an upgrade and is now capable of HDR recording. This increases the dynamic range, giving the picture more details in the highlights and in the shadows, and is viewable on compatible HDR displays. The super slow motion has also had an upgrade, with the camera now able to shoot 960 frames per second in 1080p, although with a reduced field of view and half the recording time. It is an incredible feat to get slow motion of this quality out of a phone, but I do find myself using the 720p mode more just for the longer recording time. 1/10 of a second just seems a little bit too short to get the true wow factor from the slow-mo footage. Another cool feature is 3D Creator, which allows you to scan real objects to create a 3D model. So I gave it a go. You have to connect the green dots as you scan from left to right and up and down, and the results vary. Mine didn't come out so great. But all in all, the XZ2 doesn't seem that much different from the XZ1. Samsung gained a lot of criticism this year when they released the S9 series, as the improvements weren't that obvious to see. But I think Sony have been clever with it. There isn't really that much improvement from the XZ1 here, but they've completely changed the design of the phone, which has kind of turned people's attention away from the fact that the phone is very similar to last year's model. This is clever. But do I prefer the new design of the Sony flagship? Well, I'm not sure. I really did like the XZ1. It was trying to be different, and it kind of feels like the XZ2 is trying to conform and blend in with the crowd. Don't get me wrong, it's a fantastic phone with amazing features, and I'll be doing some more work with this phone very soon. But if you're coming from the XZ1 to the XZ2, then you might not be so blown away with the upgrade. So that's it from me. Don't forget about Huawei Week coming on the 14th of May. We'll have lots of Huawei content, and our sponsors, the brilliant Direct Mobiles, will be giving away a Huawei P20 Pro. So hit the subscribe button and get in touch for your chance to win. As usual, leave a like or a dislike, and I'll see you next time.